Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nat20Hot Campaign 2, also known as Campaign Dose. We are thrilled that you have decided to join us here on this Sunday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you may find yourself in the world, as there are a few better places that you could be than with all of us, the people that you see here on the screen. And one of them will definitely stop dancing in the not-so-distant future if they know what's good for them. And we are so thrilled that you have decided to join us. And of course, I'm just kidding, of course. And well, what are we doing here? We are a group of friends who like to play Dungeons and Dragons together. We've been doing so for over 3 years, which is incredible. And we are streaming for the heck of it for the fun. But if you go ahead and check our chat, you will also find a link to some charities that we love to support and can encourage you to support along the way. Because we stream for kids, we stream for ourselves, we stream for the betterment of human society, and we all know that we could use a little bit more of that in today's day and age. What else is going on? You can see that we've also only got 3 people with us today, and that's okay. We will be rejoined by our 4th party member in the not so distant future, and we hope that our 3rd party member that's with us today will figure out what's wrong with their computer tier. In the meantime, let's go ahead and find out what happened last time that we were with our party of heroes. Because when we last saw these brave adventurers, they were attempting to find out more about the map that had come into the possession of Argus, one or a small like artifact that seemed to resemble a map. Found under a table at the
Good.
well, maybe. Found under a table at the Happy Beholder by Argus, one of our intrepid heroes. Venturing into the shipping district, they found a warehouse under the purview of Clasp and 2 members of the ETC, the Elysian Trading Company, the commercial arm of the Cheadan Empire under which most of the surrounding systems sit, but not here on the Rock of Brawl. They were seen to be awaiting the drop from an unseen agent, and likely the hidden figure that they had tracked to a safe house on the far side of Brawl's underbelly, and someone that Rat, one of our heroes, recognized. Inquiring about this unseen agent, they quickly came under attack by Clasp and the 2 enforcers, during which Freyja was handedly knocked out. She was knocked out unconscious. Elsewhere, Blue, in her unparticularly not chipper self, was able to handedly deal with some of the other enforcers and resuscitate Freyja. But Argus also struggled with the repercussions of this fight, sending a loose piece of machinery hurtling into the head of one of the enforcers and showering themselves in the blood of their first ever kill. Not trying to be tied too closely to 3 more murders in as many days, the party went underground, disposing of the bodies while Blue, in her very different state, attempted to calm down Argus after the fact before finally returning to her typical Blue self. Rat delivered the artifact to Dome, his enigmatic employer, learning nothing of the item in the process and not affording any time for Argus to learn more either. As Argus had returned to his apartment to collect himself and ultimately try to learn more about his ways that he could theoretically venture into the upper city, while the rest of the party decided what to do next, choosing to pursue a handful of jobs listed on the low city market board, including one about an imperial ship that has drifted into the realm space outside of the Rock of Brawl and presents a keen salvage opportunity if they can move quickly before the Empire and the ETC get wise. Meanwhile, Freya returned to the Happy Beholder, only to learn from Luigi, the proprietor, that a small contingent of Imperial officers had come looking for someone matching her description. But Luigi, in his ever kind self, had covered for her, and she ultimately decided that for the time being it was best that she take a break from the Happy Beholder and potentially pursue adventures elsewhere, such as with a dynamic duo, Rat and Blue, that could use some assistance. And that is where we find ourselves. With the following day, the sun again never sets on Brawl, but the sun rotating around Brawl. With a new day having begun, Freya, you have cleaned out your room in the Happy Beholder, and are generally, I assume, headed back in the direction of Rat and Blue's slip in the in the lower city docks. Rat and Blue, however, you find yourselves on the Ratmobile this fine morning, and the day is yours.
So, so have we taken a long rest?
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry. Okay, wait. What are we doing?
The day is yours. It
Getting
is
ready to.
Rat. It's Rat and Blue on the Ratmobile. Where to next?
Um. We were
You said,
gonna go ahead.
oh, you said something about some kind of scavenging mission.
Well, I did, yeah. I could go get the rest of the info for it, I guess. If
Yeah,
you
well,
really want to do it, we can do it.
I figured like if Argus is going and doing stuff at his house or whatever, just getting things repaired, like we're not going to go to the high city anytime soon, so might as well get some other stuff figured out. Make some money.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We can do this one. We can do this one. Um,
Okay.
should I go get should I go find more about it, I guess?
Yeah. What did it say? Where do we have to go?
Um, I have this written down somewhere. I don't remember where. Actually, this is one of the ones that I had Chris tell me about because I didn't write it down because I originally
Yes.
wasn't gonna do it.
You are specifically looking at a piece of paper that you pulled off of the job board that says Old Imperial skiff drifted back outside of Brawl's pocket. Nobody's claimed it. Probably mined, cursed, or haunted. Help me crack it open before the ETC notices. They're offering 50 gold up front and a 40-60 split on whatever you find. They do ask that you bring your own life tether, which you would both be familiar. These are tethers that keep you bound to your ship to board a place that does not have its own gravity pocket. And that the provider of the contract, Moira Jet, who you are loosely familiar with, Rat, um, will provide some explosives to get in. And it says that you can meet Moira at the Buzzing Sail, which is a lower city tavern.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know him. I know Moira. We're real tight. Known her for a
Wait,
long
really?
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can go there. I guess we'll just kind of wait for Frey to show up since she's I guess hanging out with us now.
Is she gonna continue to hang out with us?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Isn't
More the
she on the
merrier.
ship right now? Where is she right now?
She's on her way to the ship.
But
Oh,
you
okay.
don't know that.
I guess we don't know that.
Um, yes, what you do know is Freya. You are sorry, I got confused because Steph turned her camera off and now all the cameras are messed up. Freya, you are walking through the streets of Brawl. What's your plan?
I am going to find rats and blue, and
Okay.
I want to leave.
Okay. I will say then you do inevitably make your way towards Rats. Slip in the lower city docks. And you, by now, given the few times that you've gone through the space, you're able to get down to the actual warehouse where the ship is stored rather handedly. And Blue Rat, you are kind of conversing on the top deck and hear the footsteps on the spiral staircase down into your space and see her entering, a bit to your surprise, as Rat and Blue, you were both under the impression that she had work today.
Right. Hey, Freya,
Hey, how's it go, guys?
do you believe in ghosts?
Chris, are ghosts canonically real?
Kind of, I guess. You might know them, given your upbringing.
I might know that yes, ghosts are real.
Yes.
Yes, ghosts are real.
What did I just miss?
You would know they're real, but very uncommon.
Ghosts
I
are
would know that what?
real. I don't know why you're asking that. Why are you asking that?
We're gonna go to a ghost ship.
Isn't that usually like a metaphor?
Nah, it's real. Ship with ghosts on it.
Okay. Why?
Money? I don't know. We're just
Okay.
trying to kill some time before August gets here, or before
Sure.
while August gets ready to go to the high city. So
Oh, well, I would love to leave. So that sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah, I got fired.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, no, but sure.
So you just have like so much free time now, right?
I do have a lot of free time. But I'm like, I don't know, the whole situation has me feeling like a little bit emotional, truth be told, and I just like feel like I want to get out of here and clear my head a little bit. So, yeah, ghost ship.
Hell yeah. Well,
Time to go.
yeah, we're gonna go to what was the place?
The buzzing sail.
We're going to the buzzing sail. We're gonna go meet my good pal Moira. She's gonna give us some bombs. We're gonna get on the ship that way.
Is
Okay, I
is what we're
can also
doing?
just
Sorry, Blue. Go ahead.
go on.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if what we're doing is criminal or not.
No, this one was I think it was on a job board, so somebody wants it done.
Do you know who?
Do I?
Moira.
Oh yeah, Moira, my best friend.
Who's your
Okay.
best friend?
Sorry, that it's a euphemism. I call everyone my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Oof. Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Anybody looking to do anything before you head off to the buzzing sail?
No, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I would
good.
like to make sure we're not being pursued in any
Sure.
capacity.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm doing that for sure.
make a perception
I'm
check.
not.
I'll say that Freya, you can roll with advantage as Blue is helping you.
Murder on the dance floor. Oh, I don't want to guess the MCA. Sorry. Perception is 17.
Okay. You make your way through the city. It is bustling given the early hour, especially as you head from the docks where the Ratmobile is quartered. You don't see anyone particularly following you. You're pretty well aware at this point that the Low City is definitely one of the more lawless parts of Brawl. The Magistrate's Watch has, at best, a display version of control on the low city, and that they are only around to ensure that anyone that's coming from the higher tiers of the city don't get into any trouble while they're here. So you notice nothing more than the typical like leering eye from men as you walk past them, and the general scuttlebutt of the city itself. Nobody appears to be following you in any way.
Hey, Blue, do you ever realize that sometimes when men look at you, there's like this undercurrent of like implied violence? Like at any second, something horrible could happen to you?
Are you okay?
Just don't love being stared at.
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose, but I usually try to assume that people are nice and good people and aren't going to do that.
That's sweet. I hope so.
Yeah, and then otherwise, that's what weapons are and stuff are for. So it'll usually turn out all right.
Sure. Okay. I like your positivity.
Yeah, it also helps if you can like hide a lot and stuff.
Yeah, I don't really hide. I tend to stand out.
Oh, well, okay.
All right, you all make your way through the Low City. The Buzzing Sail is a tavern in the north end of the Low City, not far from the shipping district where you all were yesterday. It is, however, on the border of the Middle City, so it is kind of getting pretty close to the inner city wall that separates the Low City from the Mid City, and you can actually start to see that you're walking at something of a pretty steep incline as you walk up towards the higher end of Brawl. In the distance, you can see the palace of the High City and some of the gardens that extend over the High City wall, just given the trajectory of the hill that you are currently on as you make your way up and higher into the city proper. The Buzzing Sail, however, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb amongst most of the other buildings in the block that you currently find yourselves on, as it is built with a ship's bow sticking out over its second floor. It is meant to resemble something of a galleon, kind of overlooking the street upon which it sails. The floors, however, given that it is at an angle on a hill, as you kind of step in and a small bell jingles as you walk
Dongle.
into Dingle
Dingle.
Dongle, uh, you notice the kind of the tilt right away. The whole thing kind of leans just a bit to starboard, yeah, where it's like kind of just something is just placed onto the city and it's built on the incline of the hill. There is no attempt to level it whatsoever. The tavern is just at a constant tilt. It does not seem right at all. The rigging in the rafters has a lot of decorative nooses, and there's a mix of like seawater and pipe smoke and ink that fills the air. It's like very gimmicky and kitschy as you walk in. There are bulkheads of smaller boats and vessels that are kind of screwed into and mounted on the wall. The nooses kind of swing, and there are like fake skeletons that are hanging from them. It's really meant to be like a pirate haven. If the pirate haven was designed by the same people who built the Rainforest Cafe. And given the Rainforest Cafe, you also noticed quite a bit of sound in the space. No, there is definitely some like quote unquote music being played. There's like a slurry pipe organ of super out of tune and broken pipes that are pumping through the entire facility with organ music, and some of them are clearly rusted, and it even sounds like the music notes are scraping against the edges of the pipe. And that undercuts like the clatter of dice and utensils and people laughing. Even given the hour of the day, it is a debaucherous crowd. You get the sense and are actually well aware of the fact that the buzzing sale never really closes. So half the people in here are in here for their morning breakfast. Half the people in here never went home the night prior. Um, there are a couple of like lanterns that are lit alchemically, so they are not actually magical lights, but they do seem to be pumped in by some kind of gas. And there's definitely a gas leak in here, just based on what you can smell. Um, and behind the bar, you see a kind of squat half orc. This he's like kind of got like copper brass skin tone, and half of his face is kind of drooping to the left. And at the moment, they are just kind of wiping the tavern bar in front of them. And when a patron in front of them gets a little bit too rowdy, they smack the towel out and kind of whack them in the face and return to their business.
Okay, where are we? Where are we finding the where are we meeting them?
Should be around here. Blue, do you want to get us all drinks? I'll have a mojito.
Okay, a mojito, Freya.
I just turn to Rat and I go, "What's palatable here?"
Oh, they're mostly known for rum-based drinks.
Uh,
So,
well,
rum.
I'll have a mojito also.
Okay, two mojitos. Okay. Do we? Never mind. And I go to the bar and I order two mojitos and mod sticks.
To what?
Mojitos.
Are
Some people also call them mojitos, but I think they're the same thing.
you old enough to be here? And you
Yeah.
notice that he has one like deep yellow eye, and the other is a it's a glass like lens that's been fitted in. You can see like it's scabbed and blooded around his eyelid, and it just kind of you see this little thing kind of like an aperture tighten as it looks at you, almost like he's kind of squinting at your soul. And like looking at him up close, he's a not the most handsome fella. He's a seven. He like he looks like at one point he might have been. So he's got this kind of flat, wide nose. His beard, which is very wiry, is braided with copper rings that kind of just glint against a very similar skin tone. And he kind of limps over to the bar where you sit or stand rather. He goes, no food here's got melted cheese in it, but I can certainly get you two mojitos. Food menu's in
Okay.
front of you. And he points to like a carved wooden sign with a lot of misspellings. Everything is liquid based, and most of it just has different kinds of beans.
Everything is wet.
Everything's
Everything
wet.
is soup in a spigot.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Not even thick enough to be stew.
Yeah, no. In fact, you can even see the barrels behind him. There's like the clearly ale taps, and then there's clearly like these barrels that are open ended, and then some of them are steaming, and then one is has no steam.
They must have really large spigots.
They are very large.
Hey, yeah, I'll just get yeah, the two mojitos and then a whiskey and grenadine.
Fair enough, love. And he starts to kind of put these things together. You can see that he limps around a lot, almost like he's like walking with two left feet, and inevitably just kind of comes over, drops the drinks in front of you. Haven't seen you around here before. What brings you in?
I mean, we're doing a business meeting.
Business meeting. That right?
Mhm.
Well, who you here for?
I can't remember the name because at the time I was having technical difficulties, but I'm
Uh,
pretty sure my kind of boss knows, so he's
he looks over your
just helping.
shoulder and, like, as you're pointing, is, huh, you here for the job?
Which one? Are there multiple?
The salvage job. I haven't seen his face in here in months, and you should know she's not happy with him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what we're here for. So, do you know how we
Yeah,
would
you got
be
it. If you
able?
need directions, you're not supposed to be here. But Moira's in the back. You knock twice, then once, and she'll know to open the door. Don't touch the door, it bites. And second of all, no bleeding in the sale. All right? We've got enough worries out the magistrate's watch coming around and asking us who's died.
Okay.
Anything else, dear?
Um, do you need anything?
I mean, I'll take pay for the drinks that you just ordered.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I'll pay him.
Um, he looks at you and just waits for your next move. He kind of like, as soon as you put the gold down, his hand like clasps over it and he draws it back really slowly, like across the bar.
Okay. Well, have a nice day.
Sorry, just been a long morning. But listen, somebody's already in this, so you might be too late.
Oh, well, I guess we'll try anyway.
Well, fair play to you.
Who's in there? Can I? Oh, you probably can't tell me or something.
And I wouldn't if I could.
Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up. I'll slide him just another like copper or something.
Make an
I have
insight
a
check.
lot of money.
Make an insight check.
Uh, where is a D20? Yeah, that could be helpful for this. Well, I rolled a 19, and my character sheet's currently on my updating computer. Um,
That's enough for
I think
you
it's at least
to
a 3.
understand that your naivete and general niceness is clearly disarming this man. Like every time, like you don't respond to his gruffness, he's just like, uh, "Listen, if I just got a bunch of eel in the back. If you want something solid, I could fry it up for you. They're long and stringy, kind of like your mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
All right, I'll work on that while you're in your meeting. Again, knock twice, then once. Don't touch the door.
Okay. Wait, how do
Don't
we knock if we can't
don't
touch the
don't
door?
linger on the door is what I mean to say. Like
Okay,
don't
okay.
open it. They'll open it
Does it eat?
sometimes.
What does a door eat? Does it have a name?
No, I don't
Oh,
know. I don't think so. Hmm.
can it talk?
It should be called Dorothy.
Okay, yes, yes, yes.
Uh, I don't. Uh,
Okay, well, I'll ask it and then I'll let you know if I find out what its name is.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. And I just scurry away with the
Okay.
drinks.
You bring the drinks over to what is the wettest table you've ever sat at. Like, there's no drinks, but for some reason, it's
No
just like
way.
the whole table is wet. Like, a bunch of drinks were left there with a lot of condensation, or somebody spilled something and it hasn't quite dried. It's just like you put the drinks down and they kind of like splash a little bit as you put it down with your newfound information.
Okay, okay. Rat, we need to go to the back room and then we knock twice and then once, but we can't touch the door. Or we gotta jump back. But maybe also there's somebody in there already. So we should probably go like right now.
Is that where Moira is? I don't see her anywhere
Yeah.
around here. Okay,
Yeah, it's because she's in the back.
nice, good work, Blue. All right, team, let's roll out. I'll take the mojito and I'll take a sip of it. And I'll kind of walk on over to the back.
All right. You walk through a crowd of people playing dice, who kind of like are angrily like jumping up, and they kind of whack you a little bit as they do so, and you like collect your drink as you make your way through. And they go, "Hey, watch it, we're playing here," and you just promptly ignore them. You've been through a number of bars in your life, and you make your way through, and kind of the bar seems to wrap around. You steady yourself on the wall as you're now walking downward against the grain. And the hallway goes back towards a wooden door with one of those like slits at the top that you slide to look through, and closes. And the door presents itself. Who is knocking?
Okay, I
I'll
can knock.
knock.
Okay, well it bites, so you knock really nicely. Two times and then one time.
So 3 times.
Well, yes, but two times and then one time.
Okay. And I knock like I do that.
Just the one time?
Only
I
one
only heard one
successful.
knock. Yeah.
Oh no. It's like a knock knock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what you were supposed to do. You solved my door
Solve your door
puzzle.
puzzle.
You jump back, and you hear like a like just muffled conversation on the other side of the door,
Wah, wah, wah.
and then the door slit and it kind of opens, and you see. Hold on one second. Golden eyes, beautiful golden eyes, looking through the slit, and as soon as they see you on the other side, they just go, and they like kind of the eyelids like furrow and the brow furrows and the slit closes, and like just before the slit closes you go, it's him. um, and the door swings open. You can't see who opened the door, but the office is just more of a closet more than anything else. It is stacked high with papers and books on all sides, clutter. It looks like a grandmother's hoarding den, where there's like tin canisters. You're not sure if there's sewing supplies or cookies inside of them. There's an old woman sitting on the backside of the uh, table. That's the only table in the room. She sits clearly lifted up on something of like a booster wingback chair, as it's like a very petite, elderly gnome woman. She wears a bedazzled rhinestone denim jacket. And she's chain smoking, like like she has like
Hell
one
yeah.
cigarette still burning in the ashtray and one in her. Well, well, well. Rat McScriff, didn't think I'd see you after the frost job.
Hello, Moira. I see
Yeah.
that you have accumulated a lot of things.
Make a perception check as you enter.
All of us are just rat.
All of you can. You're entering this. It's very cramped, but all of you are kind of like pushing in.
I got a 16.
Okay.
11.
That's a 13 on the dice, and I think I have at least +4.
Okay. This will be a good session for you. I think it's +7. Rat and Blue, you are able to notice. All of you are able to notice it is stiflingly hot in this room. Rat, you're keen enough to know that she's definitely like insulated and shielded the office to block out like any listeners and people who might be eavesdropping through magical means, which would lend itself to the heat. You can also see that she kind of leans back as she smokes, and she has like this belt that goes up and around her body, and some of the like satchels that are sewn into the belt glow very faintly with like a rune. And you also catch her eyes kind of dart to the left of you. And you hear another, much younger voice just, "Oh my god, I hate when street trash comes in. And the rats start coming in, I hate them. But hey there, little girl Blue. Oh my god." And she's just gonna throw herself and wrap her like kind of gray muscular arms around Blue in a big hug. And Rat, as you make eye contact with her, you're immediately uncertain. Karen?
Oh, no.
Kiara? You're not 100% sure on the name.
Ah.
I'm just hugging her back.
Hey, you.
You. That's what you're gonna call me? Is that because you can't possibly think of what my name is? Don't lie to me, you rat bastard. I know you know who I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rat,
no.
why don't you introduce me to your friend?
Oh, Christ. This
Oh
is my
god, look at
nightmare.
this. You must be the new girl toy. Fit as a fiddle, so I see. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm nobody's toy, but Freyja Fairglow. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You shouldn't say your name, though. I want to see if you can get this.
Her eyebrow just cocks as she looks over at you, Rat. Her arm is just wrapped around Blue at this point.
I'm just like in her arms.
Carolina.
It's Kira, but you can call me
Kira. No, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
right.
that's
Kira.
Carolina.
And
That's
my
your full name.
friends call me Kiki, of which you are
Yeah.
not one. Uh, Kiki is a very striking, like dazzling half orc. She has fire red hair, kind of slate gray skin, and like she's just like grinning ear to ear, and she has these two petite little tusks that come out from underneath her lip, and in between those tusks is a like dangling gold lip ring with a small ruby at the tip of it. She also has this kind of like very like boho chic hooped earrings dangling from her ear, and the kind of bolt action rifle slung over her backside. And she's just kind of like she's now like dropped Blue and is just kind of glaring at Rat. And she's gonna look over at Moira pretty fiercely. And she just goes, "I don't know what he's doing here, but I was here first. I don't have a crew yet, but Moira knows I'm good for it. So we can do this, you and me, Moira. We don't have to worry about these poses, right?"
What?
And Moira kind of leans back. And goes, "I'm liking this quite a bit. I've decided that Moira has the same accent, just deeper. I'm liking this quite a bit. So, curious. Do you want to know about the job or not, Rat? Listen, I'll offer the job to anyone. It's up to you two all to decide if you're going to work together or against one another."
Like, is in some kind of like competition thing, where only one of us can win and the other one dies.
Or we can Kiki can come hang out with us.
"Oh, darling, you do not want me to hang out with him, do you? I'll do the
No, you
job.
can hang out
I'll
with
do the
me.
job with you, though." Just gonna kind of
Okay.
elbow you.
Can they come with though?
Wouldn't it be better if we did some kind of death match and then like that we could like decide like who gets the job and then like that could just be that?
Well, Rat, I don't
Kiki.
want you to die.
No, I won't die.
Why are you so keen to kill this woman?
I don't
uh,
want to.
yeah,
I
Rat.
mean,
Why
maybe
do
not
you
death
want
match.
to kill me?
Just like rock paper. Like we don't both have to do this.
Oh
We
no.
could do rock
See,
paper
like
scissors.
I said, I was here first. I plan on doing it. She's gonna step forward and kind of push past Blue just a little bit and like arch her back so she's a lot taller than you. Rat, you also are unfortunately kind of immediately drawn to the fact that she's unbuttoned her tunic quite a bit into this vest, like kind of studded vest that she has. And she goes, "Hmm, what? Are you afraid you can't run with a big girl like me anymore?"
I was gonna ask to insight check to see if there was sexual tension, but there's stuff.
You ran with me, baby.
Darling, you wish. And she's gonna look over your shoulder at Freyja. She goes, "Listen, I know it's real fun to scuttle around in the depths with sewer rats, but if you ever feel like ditching this bad boy and climbing trees, give me a call."
I'm just
It,
gonna get a little bit flushed and look down.
Yeah. No, I know this guy. We collided briefly, like a stellar event. It ended like one too. Explosive. You still seem pretty smug about it all. Like you can't even close your coat over all this ego that you've got. And she's gonna kind of like tighten like your leather jacket, which is way too tight on you. She goes, "Fine, I'll do the job with you, but I take half of whatever it is you've got."
yeah, no, sure. Half sounds good.
Moira will cut in.
I'm lying.
Yeah, make a deception check.
Ooh. Got a dirty 20.
She kind of looks at you. Hmm. I've got first pick of salvage, right, Moira? And Moira kind of goes, "Oh, you bunch of poses. You don't know what I'm even paying for this job. There's 50 gold to each of you up front. And then a 40-60 split on whatever you bring back to me. Moira gets first cut. You all can decide what you do with the rest of the 40." And Freya, Kiki will turn back to you. "Right. And so I'm taking half of the 40. First
I
picks
thought
on
we were getting the
salvage."
60.
No, Moira gets the 60. This is the first time
We're
you've
doing
done a
we're doing all
job.
the work.
And she's given us the job.
Thank you for the job. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we get 40, so we get 20% is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Split 3 ways is not a lot of money each.
Deal.
She puts
I'm
out her
What's
lying.
she puts out her hand.
I spit on my hand and I shake it.
Mm. Living old memories again. And she will grab it and shake it as well.
I, oof.
Uh,
I love working with you, Kiki. You're the
and she's gonna grip your hand
easy.
really tightly, like squeeze it really hard, and I'll have you make a Constitution saving throw against her strength
Ooh,
check.
I got a 19.
She rolled a 21. It hurts a lot. And you are only kind of
Wait, no. Saving throw?
yes.
21.
Okay. So I'll say that it definitely hurts, and you kind of go like but you just manage to
Re-
steal your
I
face
want to
just a
retain
bit.
my composure.
And it's just kind of just, "I told you. My friends call me Kiki. You haven't earned that right."
Right. Yeah, no, because you're Carolina. I mean, Carolina.
She's gonna pull you in like really close to her. "You fuck me on this job, Rat. I'll I'll find a way to make you pay."
We'll see who's fucking who by the end.
Moira's just God, I love this job. All right. Here's what you need to know. There's a ship out past Dock 11. Shouldn't be there. Some kind of Imperial skiff. Sciencey type. Sleek, sharp. Only built them like that, 10 or 15 years ago. So we haven't seen a ship like this in a long time. Trouble is, we don't know the name of it. The nameplate's been scratched out, so we got no records on the ship. But it also means that the Empire is going to be slow to it, and the ETC hasn't caught on. We've got no registry, no crew, no sign of anybody on board. So, could just be that it's a failed recovery. Could be somebody tossed it out into space, and instead of trying to do the typical destruction job and hope that it didn't float back. Doesn't matter. It's here now. And the dockmasters haven't flagged it to the ETC. Empire is not the wise, closest Imperial systems 1,000 years from here. So, we've got a window. Like I said, you get the 50 gold up front. She's going to kind of take a key around her neck and unlock a drawer. And then she's going to drop four tiny satchels in front of her on the edge of her desk. And we'll split anything that you bring back. 40 for you, 60 for me. I want the tech, anything standard issue, leave anything Imperial behind. I don't want it traced back to me. You got something that's branded Trine? I want it, and I'll double the price for it. Got it?
What are you looking for exactly? Any kind of description?
Anything usable, anything labeled Trine.
Like a piece of tech?
Don't know. I got
Okie
buyers.
dokie.
I got buyers who said they want anything labeled Trine. And, the usual stuff. You've done these jobs 1,000 times, Rat. I got to explain it to you. Find the tech that's worth gold. Find the pieces that's worth gold. Find the gold that's worth gold. I don't want any Imperial bullshit coming back through here. I'm not interested in guns or sabers or anything that could be traced back to us. I want the stuff that you can't say, where'd this come from? Easy movement. That's the line of work that I'm in. You remember the last time you met me? I didn't have this nice office.
Yeah, it's nice.
You bullshit me, boy. And she's gonna kind of like clap, and a mage hand is going to bring down very gently and place a small leather satchel on the table. A bag of holding. Inside, explosives to get you in. I expect it back when all is said and done.
I've already put it in my inventory. Yeah, no, I'll bring it back for sure. And then you want the explosions back too, or are those like
No, you
that's
dipshit.
for
The
here?
explosives are to get into the ship if you need them.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And ghosts? Are there ghosts on the ship or no? I was told there were ghosts.
Hold on one second. I'm forgetting some of my own lore.
If there's ghosts on this ship.
Oh, I'm gonna be scared.
What do I look like? A cleric of Erendor? I don't know anything about no ghosts. I just know that there's no sign of them on the ship. All right?
Wait, did you look that up just so you can?
Yeah.
He needed to remember the god's name.
Incredible. Perfect.
had
What
to get
else?
it.
All
Had
right,
to get. Had to
well,
get it right.
uh, uh, Karen, do you believe in ghosts?
It's Kira, rat. And look, if this is some kind of cursed hall like they say it is, I don't plan on joining the dead in it. That's where you come in. You carry all the heavy stuff. I look good. Shoot later. Shoot first. Ask questions later, and I don't get dead. Got it?
Yeah, no, this is a fine crew. One of my favorite crews I've ever worked with.
Let's
All
be honest
three.
here. Let's be honest here, Rat. I am not part of your crew. You are part of mine. I got here first. I got salvages first dibs on whatever we find by tradition. And I know you know that if you break that tradition, you are never going to get a job in this town again. And I don't need backup, all right? You're just coming around because I like you. Her, not you.
Sure. Well, this will be fun.
Before, as you're all kind of like turning to filter out of the office, you grab the little bags of gold on the table. That's 50 gold for each of you, by the way. Um, Kiki will put a very muscular hand blocking the doorway as you go to leave Freyja. What exactly is your role in this team, by the way? What are you bringing to
Um,
the table besides what is a very cute
Huge
face?
rack.
what did Kiki say? Sorry.
Sorry.
Besides a cute face.
Oh well, I'm morale, and I've ran with like scavenger crews and stuff before, so like, don't worry, I know the drill.
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
Okay. Well, you'll see me work, and then that'll be that.
Right. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I suppose as we're filtering out, I am going to just like sidle up to Blue and be like, so, can you let me know exactly what the hell is going on here?
Kiki will push in between you two and saddle up next to Blue and go, so, what's the deal, Blue? You still running with this street trash?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm really good at it. And he needs
Blue, that's
someone
the
to help him
problem.
out.
You are so good at it, dear. So why are you running around with people who don't value you? You have to value yourself in order. You cannot love yourself. You cannot love others if you don't love yourself. That's the thing, right?
Well,
This is
yeah,
almost a
yeah, yeah.
Drag Race quote. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you also have to see what I'm doing to the ship. It's getting really nice in there.
Oh, do we have to take the Rammobile? Oh, that thing sucks. It's like a piece of junk. I got a
No, no,
new
Are
no,
we
no,
ship.
no.
just
It's we
going
could take
to
that.
You have a
are we
ship.
just going to a dock? Why do we need to get on a ship?
Were you listening
Well,
at all? The
the
ship is
other ship is
floating
in
outside
space.
of Dock 11. It's not in the gravity space of Brawl.
Sorry, I'm
Why are
not
we
like
bringing
a
this green scrub along with us? Because
Oh yeah.
she's Rat's new like slumber party sleepover girl, whatever.
Would it be terribly unnerving to you if I just told her that she was a friendly person that I like to have around?
is that all I am?
Oh God, this is gonna be so much fun. Oh yeah.
That was a compliment. I think you're cool.
He's pretty bad at those. Don't You'll get used to it, depending on how long you stick around or how long he decides to keep you around. Whichever comes
We're
first.
taking the Ratmobile, by the way. We're not fucking taking whatever trash that you're flying. We're taking the Ratmobile because I trust it and it'll get us far. And I can fly it.
Oh, well, all right. Big man with a big ship. Whatever you want to do, darling.
Okay. Are we all on the same
Wait,
page here? Yes.
no. The bartender was making me some food, so we got to pick that up first, and then I have to see if the door wants to eat a little bit of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll wait.
Blue.
Quick, go grab the eel.
The bartender has the plate. Oh, good, you back, you back. And he sees Kiki and goes, "Who's doing it? Are you working
Yeah,
together?
all of us. No, we know her.
Huh?
She's my friend.
You know Kiki?
Yeah.
Well, any friend of Kiki is a friend of mine." And he'll stick his hand out.
Yes.
Losk,
It's Blue.
Blue. Here, fried eel, just for Blue.
I'm gonna try to feed a little bit of it to the door to see if it likes it.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Does it not eat?
Well, I don't know, and Moira takes care of the door.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think
Okay,
you
I'll
would
try
want to
again
be
next time then.
next time. Yeah, after you make good with
Yeah.
Moira.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
At least.
all of you notice like the aperture kind of like opens up a bit as Blue leaves.
I'm munching on my little eel.
It's pretty good, chewy,
Yes.
just the right amount of salt. It does like at one point you try to like stretch it like you would a mozzarella stick, and you're disappointed that it just kind of like bites and separates. Like, well, but it's just tasty enough to make up for that fact.
What did you say his name was again?
Lorsk, Lorsk.
Lorsk.
Oh,
Okay.
could we, by the way, end before 8
So 9.
Central Card? So in
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Cool.
Saluting emoji. Okay. You're headed to the Ratmobile.
Sure are.
Okay.
And I'm like leading the group, but I'm kind of like muttering to myself in the front, like, God damn it.
I'm
This fucking
telling
bitch.
Kiki all about how Rat won't let me meet the guy giving him all the job.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I never met him either. Always heard he was in deep, deep, deep shadow with whoever's working at he's ever working with at Brawl. You got to be careful,
I just
Blue.
know he's probably so cool.
I wouldn't think that very much. You have to be careful,
Well,
Blue. Like I said, if you ever look at, I'm falling into British. Oh my god. Okay. If you're ever looking for something kind of
oh,
new work,
what?
if you're ever working for some kind of new job, I'm building out a crew of my own. And I could really use someone with your impeccable talents and beautiful smile on my ship.
Well, I mean, I'll think about it maybe.
Good. Plus, do you really want to be catering to Rat and all of whatever beach bunnies he's bringing around? Just gonna like whisper that last bit to you.
We was trying so hard to keep this right.
What's her story?
She, she's like a singer. She works like 'cause she's a singer, and I don't think she likes me at all.
Well, then I don't like her.
She can be. I think she can be nice.
You think she could be nice, or she is nice? That's the thing.
I haven't known her for that long, so
Fair, fair.
you know.
I guess everybody's got a little thick skin that maybe you've got to just puncture at the right moment so that you can become buddies with her. At the beginning, I didn't think I'd like you. I saw you as a threat against Rat, and now I realize that nobody could ever be a threat with him.
Mm. I could definitely be a threat if I wanted to be, you know.
Oh, you're threatening in other ways, girl. Don't worry. I mean, like
Okay, cool.
that kind of way.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
No. All right.
We keep walking.
You all arrive back, and inevitably, Freyja, Kiki does kind of like drop back a little bit and kind of pulls the rifle off of her back and starts just tightening some of the things on it, affording you the opportunity to talk to Freyja if you'd like.
Do you mean Blue?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Cool.
Um, so kinda gotta ask, what's the deal with Kiki? Like, how do you know each
Oh,
other?
she's so great. Uh, no, we've run into her a couple times. She knows Rat. She knew Rat before I knew Rat. But we
Uh-huh.
run into her sometimes, and they kind of have like something.
That's very evident.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, she's really great.
Okay.
She's really good
And
at the gun, and then she's so nice.
she's really good at the gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, can I ask a personal question?
Okay.
She seems nicer to you than Rat is, so like, why don't you hang out with her instead? I'm not saying you should, and like, I'm just curious, like, why you would choose to stay around Rat if he's not that nice to you all the time. I mean, like, he made
Um,
you get our drinks without even asking, like, if it was okay. He didn't say thank you. Um,
Well, I was gonna get the drinks anyway, probably.
yeah, but like, you shouldn't feel like that's your responsibility.
Then who would get the drinks?
Believe it or not, Rat does have 2 feet and hands. He can walk and carry things.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe next time or something. But I don't know. I like getting the drinks because then I get to go talk to the bartender, and I made a new friend. His name is Lots. He gave me an eel.
Okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
I just food for thought.
Okay. Is that
Um,
is that all?
how recently was the last time you made Kiki overnight oats?
That's how. Oh, dude.
It's it's been
What's the
about two
last
months.
time?
It's been about 2 months.
Not 2 months ago.
Okay, so things are still pretty fresh then. Got it.
What kind of things? What do you mean?
The obvious sexual tension.
What about it?
I was just remarking that it's like it's fresh. It's not, it's not like and how serious were things?
Um,
Were they like together or is it like two ships passing in the night sexually?
Hold on one sec. Are you guys
um,
talking stealthily?
Kind of.
no, not at all.
You hear like a click and the rifle back on her back, and Kiki just kind of pushes through. He goes, he tripped and fell into me, and then out of me, and then into me, and that was a couple of months ago. And every now and then since then, but trust me, sweetie,
Mhm.
long in the past. And then she's gonna go and like put her arm around Rat and noogie him. Ain't that right, buddy?
Don't touch me.
It's not
Two
what you
months
used
ago
to
is
say to
not
me.
a long time.
A lot can happen in a couple months.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know who
Sure.
I'm agreeing with. I'm just stating a fact.
I love flu.
Well, okay.
All right. You all make your way back to the Ratmobile, and get settled in the galley. Rat, what are you doing?
Is that a prompt for something?
Are you getting ready to leave? Like, are you guys gonna set sail? Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna pop in the engine room, making sure no one's following me, and I'm gonna do my thing in there and get this baby up and running.
Okay. I will have Blue and or Freya go on mute, or you
Oh
can't hear,
shit.
so you can't hear us.
Like,
Oh, wrong one. Give me a second.
Just turn your volume off, Steph.
Oh, I'll just take out my headphones.
There you go. Okay, Rat, you walk into the engine room, and in order to get things going with the Ratmobile, I will have you first calibrate the rings. So you know you're going pretty close to Brawl, but you do need to be in wild space. So I will have you make an intelligence check with the tool set that you have laid out in front of you to attempt to get close to where you want to be.
Okay.
This will be a fairly low DC as you're not going very far. Like you know, you got to keep it
That's
just enough.
that's good. I got a 10.
Okay, perfect. So you kind of you take the hand crank and you start jimmying one of them, and you know you're keeping them pretty close together because you know you're not going very far. Um, and you kind of get it, and then you see the piece of jeweled clockwork at the base of the gears. And I'll have you make a Constitution check as you give up a bit of blood to the dial.
A 10
Okay.
also.
You kind of cut just a little bit in your hand and drip the blood off of the knife, and you're like, that one fucking hurt. You're just a little bit stressed, given everything that happened, and you will take 1 piercing damage.
Fair enough.
And you kind of like quickly take a towel, dab the spot on your hand, and then you
I've got
slowly
like a pile of like
bloodied
rags of
rags.
blood.
Yeah.
next to it.
You go ahead and listen as you hear the of the pit engine, and you just slowly start to pull up on the brake on it as the ship starts to slowly drift out of the warehouse pocket that you are in, and we can bring everybody back if they're looking. Okay.
Hello.
All of you start to feel the Ratmobile drift out of the warehouse as the motion begins. Slowly, at first, you hear some faint thudding, thud, 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 as parts of it kind of scrape up against the sides of the warehouse, and then inevitably plunging out. You can start to see through some of the portholes the expanse of starlight beyond you as the Ratmobile slowly creaking and waning. It feels like, given that Freyja, this is your first time sailing on the Routmobile, you've been on other Spelljammers before, and this one is like shaking quite a bit as it exits the pocket, and you're like kind of gripping on to whatever is nearby. And Blue and Kiki are just kind of like sitting there, like Kiki's kind of inspecting her nails as the ship shakes and thunders its way out of the pocket and then shoots off into the wild space pocket around Brawl. Um, Ed starts to venture deeper and deeper into the open expanse beyond Brawl. Brawl starts to kind of look smaller and smaller as you very quickly to the point where you have not even seen Rat yet by the time you come crashing to a stop, and you hear like a bunch of clanging inside the room that Rat is currently in, and the ship just start to slowly drift. And Rat will emerge from the room that you saw him disappear into. Trying to go easy
I'm,
spot.
I'm actually I'm sucking my finger.
Okay, nice. Sucking on
Yeah.
his finger, and you know, claps his hand, and you can start to see drifting, almost like a corpse through the space in front of you, a ship, dead and lifeless beyond you. So if you were to venture out onto the top deck, you could get a better view.
I will do that.
Okay. As you step outside, again, you can still see Brawl from where you are. It is you've moved quite a distance away from it, and you get the sense that like Brawl's gravity is still somewhat in effect. Like whatever, like, that's why you're like continuing to drift just a little bit. Rat, you left just a little open to keep things moving, and you can see this kind of lifeless skiff drifting along. You can say that you get the sense that it probably hangs just outside or like just within the realm of where the gravity of Brawl is keeping it at least somewhat in orbit. It's kind of spinning slowly in the void, tilted almost like a head bowing. There's no lights aboard, no beacon, just a gleam of starlight kind of glinting off of a battered hull. It's smaller than you expected. You are pretty familiar with Imperial ships, all of you at this point. It's more compact than a warship, but more elegant than a merchant rig. It's got sleek lines, fluted trim work, and it has reinforcements throughout. Make an insight check.
16.
16 on the dice plus an unknown number.
Oh, we all
It
did
could be
that?
0.
Insight.
I got
No,
a
it's
insight
at least 3.
nat 20,
Yeah.
which is 23.
Yeah, Freya, um, given your very unique experience with Imperial spacecraft, and the your knowledge of the fleet, this is not a ship you have ever seen before in your life. The make and model are very different than anything that you are aware of. You've heard tell of projects to build better and faster ships, but this is not one that you've personally seen. Um, but looking at it, you are able to tell that it is very clearly purpose built and very clearly expensive. Um, it does, however, look, you're able to see with your insight that something about it is wrong.
Other than the fact that it's dead and floating in
Yes, sorry,
like
I thought I
outer
heard something.
space.
You're good. Yeah, especially at the back. It is there's a lot of scorch marks on the back of it. Like almost like it passed too close to a sun or fire in some cases, but like it's all very. The rest of the ship looks pristine. It's just in this particular, almost like a ring around the back of it, where it looks like somebody was just like blasting fire into it. Um, while it is very clearly of Imperial make, there is no name visible, there is no banner, just a ship. As the Ratmobile kind of drifts closer, Kiki kind of like steps up alongside you. Yeah, I already hate this. I mean, like, look at that thing. No name? You can even see that it was scraped out. What the hell is this?
Ghosts are very crafty. They don't like to be known by names.
What the fuck are you talking about? You think a ghost said, "Oh, I don't want people to know the name of this ship. Better scrub it out."
I know what ghosts are like.
Neither do you.
I I can hypothesize about
That's a big
ghosts.
word for rat.
I can use big words sometimes. Rat is short for Ratholomew.
No, it's not.
Aren't you impressed that I got it kind of like close? I usually get it way farther off.
What's the plan here, Captain?
We're gonna go in. We're gonna, I don't know, investigate. I don't know. Does there need to be a plan?
What do
Are we
I
gonna
know?
like Scooby Doo it? Is it gonna be like a
Can
two and
I
two look for clues situation? I think
can
so.
I
That sounds right to me.
poke my head in?
Yeah, you guys are all out on the top deck at this point.
Um, when we go in there, we shouldn't split up or anything. We should all stick together. And then if we find anything that looks really creepy, we should leave it there.
That's a good idea, Blue. But we're here to find creepy things, and I think it'd be better if we split up because then we'll cover more ground that way.
I'm so sorry,
N-
but are
n-
we here explicitly only to get standard issue things for Moira and then go?
Were you listening to anything she said? She specifically said she doesn't want the standard issue thing. She wants the creepy and crazy stuff so that she could
Well,
sell it.
well, if it's like really creepy and crazy, we should leave it there because we don't know what it could do. So, but we should just take all the things that are marked with the trend thing, like she said. But like if things look really bad, we should leave it.
Blue, if you find anything creepy or crazy, don't touch it. I'll touch
Okay.
it. You know, I love
Well, you shouldn't
touching
touch it
creepy and
either.
crazy stuff. What?
What kind of creepy things do you think are going to be on this ship?
Is it?
It's it's a
Th-
ship.
Yeah, Blue, are
Weird
you
things
all
are on
right?
weird things are on salvage ships all the time.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiki's gonna grab you and pull you aside, Blue. Okay, I'm kind of like freaking out right now, and I'm kind of getting the sense that you're freaking out. So, like, are you freaking out? I was talking a big game earlier. I
Yeah.
have no crew. I haven't been able to get a job in months. I need this. And this is not the job that I wanted to be doing with the rest of you, but excuse me, I got like a frog in my throat. But here we are, and you, right now, are like between Little Miss Thing, my former sexual partner, you are like the only thing keeping me together right now. So if you're freaking out, I'm not going to be in a good place.
I used to be a part of a salvage crew, and there's this one time that it turned out kind of bad. So, um,
Okay,
we
but you're
should
still
just
here, so it
try to
couldn't have been
be
that
really
bad, right?
careful and safe. What?
You're still here, so it couldn't have been that bad.
1,000 yards there.
Awesome. This is going to be so great. Look what you did to yourself, Kiki. You put
But we should
yourself on a
really stick
murder
together. We
mission with a
can't
bunch
split up,
of.
okay?
I'm not leaving your side.
Okay, cool.
So I think that Freya and Blue should go together, and I'll go with Kiki.
Fat fucking chance. You can go ahead with your little thing.
No, we're all sticking together.
I think Blue's right, and we should stick together.
We're all sticking together.
Sticking together. Yeah.
Your
We're all
muscles
sticking
are very
together, else I'm
impressive,
not
but
going on
please
the ship.
watch out who you call a thing.
She's not allowed to torture
Okay,
me.
we're all sticking together. I'm gonna blow a hole in the side of that fucking thing and just, I don't know, go in and
Are there doors? Can we try to get through the doors?
sure we could try a door first. Yeah, why not?
All right, you're gonna where are your tethers?
I bring out the tethers.
Okay.
I help bring out the tethers.
The tethers look an awful lot like life jackets. Um, and effectively, they are vests that wrap around you. And then there is, you can see on the mast of the Ratmobile, there are little sockets that, unlike a hook, they kind of plug in and twist. And as Rat kind of plugs them in and twists, the lines glow. And even though they're only about 10 feet, the more you walk, the more the line comes with you. You get the sense they might be enchanted.
Whoa!
Magic
Crazy.
space suits.
Pretty much.
Yay!
As you put them on, though, however, you feel incredibly heavy on the Ratmobile. And you get the sense that these are likely best used when there is no gravity. So, like, on the Ratmobile, you are really heavy. Um, the Ratmobile starts to kind of like twist further down and starts to kind of like get into a space where the air pocket of the Ratmobile, there are spelljammer physics involved here, where the spelljammer's air pocket extends to the skiff and some of its gravity, so you would theoretically be able to take the tethers off when you get down there. But while drifting from one place to the other, you need the lifelines. Um, Anybody doing anything before you head down?
I'm making sure I have all of my. I have like a little probably kit for scavenging that I haven't used in quite a while. So I got my kit and everything.
Okay.
Lots of tools.
Go ahead and somebody can make a perception check.
22.
Really good. That's at least a 17. Plus at least 3.
Freya?
Mine's like a
Close
7.
to being able to pull my
Okay.
character sheet.
Okay. Um, Freya, you just see a ship, Imperial ship. Like, this is a different make and model than I'm used to, but this is a ship. You see a top deck. There are two masts. You get the sense that, based on the size of it, there might be three decks. Um, Rat, as you look down, and Blue, you are able to see that there is kind of um, a stern castle and a forecastle upon which there are mounted ballista. They are smaller than the typical ballista that you've seen, though, and there are staircases going up to these fore and stair castles and stern castles, and there are also stairs going down into the deeper decks. At the you can tell from the size of the stern castle, ship terms, there are probably a number of rooms at the rear of the boat. There is also a large square kind of cross hatch rigging in the middle of the main deck that you get the sense likely goes deeper into the deeper areas of the ship if you do not take the stairs or the doors. At the forecastle, it is much smaller, but there might be some rooms there as well. Rat. You are able to see something move very quickly across the top of the deck, but you are not keen enough to see what it was. It looked small.
Before we go in, I'm gonna do a little bard things, and I'm gonna give both red and blue bardic inspiration. I am also going to cast protection from evil and good with my folk Lucan Bandor on myself.
Okay. And what
He's
does
like, what?
protect evil and good gives you protection from Fey and Fiends, I believe?
It is as written: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and the undead.
And specifically what against them?
Uh, so it only it only lasts for 10 minutes, so that's not great. But disadvantage on attack rolls against me. Also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by me.
Okay.
Not by them.
Got it.
Me.
Got it.
Words.
All right. As you all kind of step up to the edge of the ship, Freya, this is definitely newer for you. Like, yes, you've been a part of scavenging ships, but you have not uh, personally been the one kind of jumping off onto vessels. And you are quite literally jumping off of the Ratmobile and down below to the unnamed Imperial vessel. And so it's Blue, Kiki, Rat, Freya, and Kiki kind of like, okay, don't freeze this time. Okay, here we go. And she will just swan dive off of the ship, and then like cocky shout back, "You coming?" to you all.
I'm waiting for Rat to go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll follow.
You all jump down, and you very slowly.
Oh, wait, actually, before wait, did Freya go first?
No, Kiki jump first.
Okay, so it's just me and Freya on board.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to say something to Freya. I'm gonna say, look, I trust Kiki, but I don't trust her. She's gonna try to get away with some shit. Just keep an eye on her. Make sure that she doesn't like take anything that's rightfully ours, because she's trying to get 50% of our 50%, which is 20%. She's gonna try to fuck us, but we're gonna fuck her first. Yeah.
Sorry. So she's gonna stab us in the back.
Yeah, most likely.
You're like certain of this.
She, yes.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on her, and if she does try to, what's the move?
Oh well, not kill
W-
her, but just
Not kill her. Got
not
it.
kill her. Yeah, but
Okay.
put her in a compromising situation. Perhaps just leave her somewhere.
That
Depends on what.
sounds a lot like killing her, just extra long.
No, 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 not like in space. That would be cruel. No, just depends on what the situation calls for. We'll improv it.
Yeah, I'll default to you.
Sounds good. All right,
I guess I'm going.
go ahead, ladies first.
Jumpity doo.
All right. All of you inevitably land on the deck of the unnamed vessel. Um, Everything is pretty still once you get down there. So Blue and Kiki, you're kind of, or Kiki's first down there. She already has her like rifle off of her back and is just kind of like scanning around the top deck. Blue, you kind of somersault down to add a little fun to your landing on the vessel, and you immediately get the sense that the gravity has normalized here from the space around the Ratmobile that you could theoretically take your tether off. Um, and you have the ability to also, sorry, for those of you who have never worn a tether before, a life tether before, there is a button at the center that yoinks you back up the tether towards the
Good
ship.
to know.
Yes. And what else? What else? What else? Yes, the top deck is fairly quiet. Again, you have the stern castle to the back. You have the forecastle to the front. There are at the stern castle one door leading in, and then stairwells down and stairwells up to the top of the stern castle. At the forecastle, there's a door on either side, so there's a left and a right door, and a staircase up to the forecastle.
Well,
Oh, sorry, one more thing. And then on the forecastle as well, on in between the two doors, there's a staircase down. So two staircases at the back down, one staircase at the front down.
okay. Uh, Careful here, guys. I did see something kind of dart around earlier. I don't think we're alone. There might be snakes.
Snakes?
Okay.
You're telling me
Sure.
there's snakes on this skiff? There are motherfucking snakes on
Could
this
be.
skiff?
There could be. I don't joke about snakes.
I
Neither do I.
turn to Blue and I'm just like, oh, they could be ghost snakes.
Don't joke about that.
Sorry. I do look genuinely apologetic when I say sorry. I didn't know you had that sort of trauma.
Blue, where would you like to start?
Where would I like to start?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, if we want to get the best salvage, that's probably going to be the most things that Mara wants. We're probably going to have to go to the lab, but that's probably going to be the worst place to be.
A
Sounds like the
If
lab?
best
there's a
place
lab
to
on this
be.
ship. Yeah, if there's a lab or a workshop on this ship, that's probably where we want to go, but that's going to be where the scary things are, probably.
Good point.
Why don't
Uh,
we find the captain's quarters where there might be a journal or something so we can find out maybe what happened here, maybe what the mission was, and maybe there's a manifest that lists valuable cargo?
okay, all solid ideas. I say we go that way because it's doesn't require turning around.
But
Come
Okay.
on, gang. And I walk towards the one that's just the one staircase going down.
okay, are you going? So there's two doors on either side of the staircase going down.
Yes.
Which what are you doing? Are you going down
Oh,
or are
I'm
you
going down
going?
the staircase.
Okay, you're skipping the doors.
Well, no, I'll go in the right door.
Okay. The right door is a very heavy metal door. Um, it looks kind of unnaturally warped. Make a perception check.
I'm gonna whisper to Freya, make sure you always have a weapon at the ready.
21.
Yeah.
I'd like to do no, I don't think I need to do an insight check. Is it pretty obvious that Blue is very unnerved?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, as you can tell, completely unarmed.
Yeah. Just no arms.
Just two
Do you,
stones.
do you need to borrow a weapon?
No, no, I'm good. Just be ready for if something comes out.
You hear a faint click pointing at the door as Rat approaches it, as Kiki kind of levels her rifle at the door and looks at you, Freya. Just Blue's good like that. Doesn't need anything with it.
That's good, Kiki. I would point down a little because snakes are closer to the ground.
Unless
Hoping
they're
the
flying ghost snakes.
hoping the damn
That's a
to a
good point.
rat.
Well, Kiki's really good with the gun. Okay, let's get the door open.
Rat, what
Yeah,
did
what
you
did I
roll
get?
for perception?
A 21.
Yes, you are able to see that this door has been soldered shut. It kind of the locking mechanism is busted, and that you can see that there are a lot of like kind of melted metal against the framing of the door. Clearly been done with some kind of alchemical fire from the inside. Um, there are kind of blackened scorch marks that stain the floor underneath it, and you can kind of just based on how high you rolled, like you kind of like you start to bend down towards the bottom, and you can smell kind of just copper and just the soot and burn of something alchemical that has welded this door shut from the inside. Blue.
Um, Based on my made up class ability that I know the easiest way to take anything apart that you let me have. Is there a way that with the tools that I have that I would be able to get this door open without using explosives?
No, it's welded shut from the inside. Freya, you would know. Make a history check actually with advantage.
Damn. Damn, Freya, don't hurt him. 19.
Yeah, you would know from your background that this is something that would be done during a quarantine or worse, mutiny, anything that would require, and that this is very likely the captain's quarters that you were looking for.
We need to get in there. Does anybody
Oh, yeah, no problem. And I reach into the bag and I just go, everyone back up.
Oh, hey, hold on. You said there's something here. Maybe we don't let everything know we're here right now.
Well, there's no other way we're going to be able to get that door open.
Oh my god, you are so silly. I'm going to use Song of Creation and make a welding blowtorch so we can open the door.
Okay. What does your welding blowtorch song sound like?
Yeah, can you
Uh,
freestyle rap?
Yeah, can you freestyle rap it?
I'm a welding torch, and I'm here to say I open doors in a major way. Cut through metal, cut through steel. If I am on your skin, pain you'll feel.
Pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. And as you're
Insight
singing,
check.
that,
It's no beat my meat song. Sorry.
a blue purplish blowtorch with a like kind of flower motif appears in your hands, and you go. Ksh, ksh.
It's a cunty welding
It's
blowtorch.
a continually blowtorch.
That's your one. That's
Oh,
your
it's
one.
oh, what is it? Oh, I can't think of it. Remember that brand that has all like the rainbow and sparkles on it? Oh, all the
Lisa
school surprise.
Frank.
Lisa Frank. It's a Lisa Frank blow.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with
Wait, that
Stanley
kind of
Black and
rules. I want
Decker.
a Lisa Frank
Yeah,
blowtorch.
it's a Lisa Frank blowtorch. Um, and it does take you a bit of time, but you are able to free the door from its hinges. It does ring out and kind of echo through the space, but it does inevitably kind of drop down in front of you. Yes, rat.
How many explosives do I have?
Four.
Okay.
Um,
We have the cunty blowtorch for 2 hours, just so you all know.
Good to know.
Good.
The air now smells of smoke and burning metal, and in some cases, a little bit of like burning wool. As you notice that you've kind of caught some of the carpet in this room. Like there's a nice like, kind of plush area rug that's been laid out that the door now sits on. Um, there is now a thick haze that kind of clings in the air. Slumped in a reading chair sits a skeleton. An imperial uniform, still largely and mostly intact, and a rusted kind of flintlock pistol held in one hand. A blackened hole in the skull tells the rest of the story that you need to know. The chair faces a cracked mirror, cleaner than anything else in the room, as though recently wiped. And there is also a small made bed. The area rug is described a wardrobe, a desk that they sit at, and that's all that you see upon first glimpse.
First thing I do is I look at Kiki and I go like, and like look, Frey's pretty cool. Look what you can do. I don't say
Uh,
that though. That's just the look I'm giving her.
Kiki looks at you, flints the rifle back, and looks at you. Begin his luck.
I'm immediately clearing the room to make sure nothing is there.
Okay,
Blue's walking through like
make a with your blowtorch. Make a perception check.
That's a nat 20.
Ah, well done. Yes. Blue, you walk in and like immediately like get you like frantically look over at the mirror and see that it is cracked in almost like a spider like way, like a web way, where it's like cracked right in the middle. And there's just a very consistent path of the break in the mirror. And just because of all the breaks, you're immediately like frantically looking over at it because you thought you saw something. But you get the sense that it is just your own motion, like repeated over and over and over again in the mirror. And you kind of stare at it, and then, okay. Uh, and you look around the room, swing open the wardrobe, and the clothes inside teeter back and forth. Everything is quite dusty. Um, like for a ship that has just entered orbit, like just drifted in, you would think that there'd be, maybe nicer, but it is pretty. And again, the skeletal remains are quite old. Like this clearly been a skeleton for a while. And you can see that there's nobody else in the room. What you do also perceive upon like kind of glancing around the room is that there is a small like, kind of almost like a receiving box, like like a box on a table where somebody would put memos to be sent out and memos to be brought in, and all of the paper in that box is charred and ashed as though it was set on fire, and there is just a lone journal with most of the paper pulled out of it. You can see that like if it were, you can see the book very clearly that like this many pages has been pulled out, and then this many pages are left in it. So the book cover kind of like
Um,
teeters.
anything on the pages that are left?
Yes, there is a single note written on the page. Sealed myself in. Whatever was aboard was always aboard. If they find this ship, burn this ship.
I'm gonna just show it to Rat.
They see this ship, burn this ship. Well, it seems like they did that. Uh, what were they trying to burn? Do you think?
I don't know, but maybe we should get off the ship.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's nonsense.
One other thing that you saw, Blue, is there's a rug, the area rug, and in the corner next to where the mirror is and where the body is kind of slumped over in a chair, there is a hole leading down to the main deck. So there's a hole in the rug, a hole on the floor below it.
Is the hole
I,
burned?
It is not.
It's intentionally there, like it's part of the ship's design.
Make an investigation check. It is definitely not part of the ship's design, but you can make an investigation check to learn more.
9.
Uh, it just looks like upon your inspection, you're like, okay, this is an old ship. It broke.
um, I'm gonna go check out the hole. The
Make an
glorious hole.
make an
You're not ready for the
investigation check.
hole. It'll break you.
Not ready for the hole yet. That's an 11.
Um, very
I'm
similar
scared
to
of the
you. It's
hole.
definitely like a broken. It's broken up. You're kind of like, okay, yeah, hole, and you can see the main cargo hold below, but it's too dark down
I don't
there.
like
So
it. I don't like the
yeah,
hole.
you're just like immediately pulled back from it. You don't want to go near the hole. Kiki is like, this place is fucking creepy. We should get whatever we can from in here and move on.
Agreed.
I'm gonna check the desk.
Okay. Um, there is you find 75 gold in imperial coin.
I
Um,
tossed that to Rat.
you also find a sealed memory shard in a wrapped leather canvas. It is, however, inert at the moment. So like you kind of like staring at it, you're like unsure if there's a memory inside or not. You cannot immediately tell. And then you find
I
nothing
also
else. Go ahead.
tossed that to Rat.
Okay. You also you find nothing else of value in the room outside of the captain's effects, the imperial clothing, officer's coat, the pistol, which is pretty rusted, but it looks ornate.
Any
Wait,
logo on that pistol?
It's an imperial pistol.
Believe it.
I got a memory shard.
Yes. You would all
What is
recognize it
that?
as a memory shard. You would know that a memory shard is used for storing thoughts, kind of like a pensive or a pensieve in Harry Potter. But at the moment, it just looks inert. Not sure if there's one
Oh,
in there
okay.
yet.
Freyja is gonna walk over and just say a quick prayer over the captain's body. Because the gods are real and everywhere, so Chris says. And I am trying to
Oh
be a
fuck!
little
I
bit more
forgot about
reasonable still.
those.
So did Guy. Um, Kiki sees this and kind of goes, "Hmm, hmm."
Oh, she religious bitch.
Yeah, it's Christian Girl Autumn.
What?
Oh, I
It's
was quoting "Pillow Talkin'" by Lil Dicky.
Oh, I was being a Christian girl because it's Christian Girl Autumn.
I didn't know
Even
Mm.
that.
though it's the summertime.
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay,
not
I'm gonna
Christian.
take a brief moment to try to connect to Discord on my computer. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
We'll take a quick break. And we're back. Okay. You all are standing in the doorway of the captain's quarters. There's the staircase down further into the unnamed ship, and there is a door to your left.
There's also the hole.
And the hole in the room, yes, the hole in the captain's quarters. Hole in the captain's quarters, and the barge, and the barge, and the ship, and the sea, and the sea, and
In
the
the
sea.
bottom of the sea.
The ashtray.
All right. Let's explore this hole.
Okay. And you can investigate the hole as well.
16.
Yeah, you look more closely at the hole. It's a pretty small hole, probably no bigger than the size of this mug.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
was picturing like a
I thought it
person
was like a
size.
climbable hole.
no, it's a small
Yeah.
hole. You can see into the room, or the cargo hold below. And as you kind of like get down there and start squinting through and try to attune to the light below, you notice something weird, Rat, which is like claw marks and teeth marks on the wood.
Like in the cargo hold.
No, on the wood around like the hole. Like this hole was almost made. It was made by
The,
chewing,
got it.
like a
Okay.
beaver, a ghost beaver,
Chewing in or chewing out?
chewing in. Um, and the edges of the
Can
carpet are
I?
also frayed. And Kiki's kind of looking over your shoulder, and it's like a beaver, a ghost beaver.
It is kind of like
Man,
that.
that's
This
even
hole's
worse
too
than
small
ghost
for a.
snakes.
Yeah, this hole's too small for a beaver, so I'm still on the snake theory.
You think a snake chewed that
One
hole?
problem: snakes don't chew that way.
What if
Maybe
they
not
They
the
have
chew
more
with
snakes
like
that
a
teeth?
you've
like a
seen.
bite, like that kind of, right?
What if it was a snake with more teeth?
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm
god!
saying.
Don't
I
joke
think
about that.
A snake with incisors instead of fangs.
Snake with only molars?
A snake with human teeth.
A snake that has to go to the dentist.
No!
A snake that is
A
the
snake that has
dentist.
a fruit.
as everyone's talking, I just go, and I walk out and I walk down the stairs.
Okay.
Damn. I follow him.
You all head into the cargo hold, which starts to kind of yawn open. Rat, you can barely see anything because you are a no dark vision boy. But Blue can see in the dark with her goggles.
I'm gonna just tug on Rat's sleeve so that he slows down and I'll go ahead.
All right, you have a prop. Um, You can see Blue a wide bellied chamber with kind of skeletal like shelving built into the sides of it. Um, there are crates that lie scattered, some split, others stacked in very peculiar geometric shapes. I mean, pretty perfect hexagons and cubes, and then others are just strewn open, cracked open with their contents spilled out across the floor. There are a lot of ropes that dangle from pulley systems that go from one end of the cargo hold to the other. And there's one crate kind of like just rocking back and forth, um, which is a little weird because it's the only thing moving down here.
I'm gonna
Um,
just sit perfectly still and just watch for any other movement.
okay. What you see as you walk down the stairs, because you're immediately walking down the stairs, it's like a two step, so there's like a landing and then it keeps going down to the actual hold proper. And so you can see as you're walking down, there's two doors now directly behind you as you look down the long side of the cargo hold. You can see the only starlight trickling in, which illuminates some of the storage that you're looking at from the lattice entryway on the main deck. And then the hall narrows into a small narrow hallway with doors on either side into something of a companionway that goes up and down that you can currently see. Make a perception check.
That is a 17.
Yes, you hear it before you see it. Um, a faint like scuttling, and behind some of the far crates on the far side of the cargo hold, movement in the shadows. There is also a staircase that goes deeper down into the steerage deck. And you can smell with that good of a perception, like wet, matted fur.
Can I just track the noise until I see it?
You're able to tell that it is behind a stack, kind of one of the very neatly hexagon stacked um, box of crates.
Okay. I will. Can I stealth up to it?
You sure can. Make a stealth check.
That is a 21.
Okay. Hold on one second.
And I'm motioning for Rat to stay back.
I do.
Okay.
Actually, I don't.
I'm stealthy. Can you see that I'm being stealthy?
I just casually walk up behind you.
Blue, you are
Ooh.
first there, and unfortunately, you're being quiet as a mouse. As you approach, you kind of start to crane over the stack of crates, and you see this faint kind of lavender glow behind behind the crates. And as you just start to crane your neck over, you hear thump, 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 as Rat, just plods up behind you, and then you hear and wrapping around the hexagon of crates is just a swarm of rats. But their heads are split open, and you can get a clear line of sight into their brains, which are currently just spilling out. Like they're just enlarged and engorged and spilling out of their skulls and letting off this sickening, faint pink aura. And as I have all of you roll initiative.
It's a good thing
Rat,
that
you
has
piece of shit.
Can I see them?
What?
Yeah, you can see them. They are
They're
now
glowing, right?
circling around the crate to like where both of you are.
Okay.
21.
16.
Hold on.
Rat and Blue, both of you are also bardically inspired. Don't forget it.
21,
Don't forget it. I got 7.
16, 7. Okay. All right. As initiative begins, Blue, you just see this swarm of rats pouring around, over, and like almost through you because they haven't quite spotted you. They just see Rat. So you're kind of like pinning yourself up against one of the crates, and you catch a quick glimpse of what it is labeled as. It says on it, it's the seal of the Chiadan Empire, the Imperial Scientific Vanguard, and written on the like kind of label on the crate says phase echo material do not open. um, as the rats start to pour over and they are going to swarm at you, but before they can really reach you, there is a as this bullet hurtles from the back stairwell where you had descended down, as Kiki makes 2 attacks with her rifle.
Kiki!
And she is going to hit first. What's the AC? Okay. Um, and that's really funny. Okay, she hits with. She just barely
Bless you.
hits. Bless you.
Thank you.
I need a D10. Is this a 10 or is this a 12? This is 10. So they will take 7 piercing damage. And then you hear a second shot almost as quickly as the first, as she like quick and then pulls the gun down, jams another one in, pulls it back up, and fires off 2 in quick succession. And, oh, almost a nat 20, but not quite. As she hits again for 11 piercing damage. So before they can even really get close to you, you watch as 2 bullets scatter 12 or 17 rats from in front of you as they continue to pour over this bundle of boxes, as it is now their turn. Um, okay. And
What was their initiative?
really high.
Oh.
Um, So they are going to swarm all over you, rat, and attempt to bite you. Are you hit by an 8?
No.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
That's your brain rat impression.
I'm gonna say that because of the gunshots, they're kind of like they're very quickly like, and like the first few that are just getting to you and starting to go and chomp at your ankles get blown away by the rifle, and it is now blue.
Varmints.
It is now Blue's turn.
Stabs. I stab him.
I thought you were unarmed.
So, Blue, go
Oh, you
ahead
have
and
psychic
roll to
knives.
hit.
That's right.
The first one is going to be a 16.
That hits.
And that one will. Does that do sneak attack? Am I sneaking?
Yeah, you were stealthy, so they don't really quite know you're there. So that is definitely sneak attack.
Hooray! Okay. Where's my other dice? So that is a 1d6 plus 2, so 4 plus sneak of attacks. Plus 6, so that's 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use offhand attack as bonus action to do another stab.
Okay.
And that is a 10.
Okay, that does not hit. So you kind of
Okay.
pull out. So you basically like clench your fists and then just in a sweeping motion, you watch as this crackling lavender blade cuts through a handful of the rats, and a bunch of the swarm turns and bears their two big buck teeth at you. And you try to like you're just like so freaked out by the fact that their brains are splitting open in front of you that you just like kind of blindly swing in another direction and are not able to hit anything. And it's just at that moment that you see another swarm pile over another box as more of them enter the space, and they are going to attempt to um, bite at you.
Oh no.
Ooh.
But I'm just a little guy.
Are you hit by a 15?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm about to get killed by rats. This seems.
13
At least they're not
piercing
ghost
damage.
How much?
13.
Jesus Christ. Ow.
And with that, it is Freyja's turn.
Are we metagaming it or nah?
No.
Okay, cool. I will cast.
When has the answer ever been yes to that question?
I don't know. I'm gonna cast Entangle on the ground where the rats are.
Okay.
It is in a 20-foot square. Grasping weeds and vines sprout out. For the duration, they're difficult terrain. Any creature in the area when I cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained until the spell ends, which is 1 minute. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against my spell save DC, which is 13. On a success, it frees itself.
Okay. So Blue and Rat need to make strength saving throws.
Yep.
Sorry, besties.
Womp womp.
Oh, I rolled really good, so that's good for me. Oh yeah, I
Don't
forgot
forget,
Blue's kind of strong actually.
also, you're bardically inspired.
I don't need it. That's a 21.
Is it a D6 for Bardic?
Yeah.
What
8.
did you get, Blue?
21.
Board.
Oh, I can't hear anything. Hold on.
You
I
gain
got it.
temporary hit points equal to the number you rolled on your bardic inspiration die +2.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the
That's
thing that
Oh
a
sick.
yes.
bardic
All right, hold
inspiration
on.
can do.
Or
Wait,
no,
I
that's
didn't
if
hear
you use it on a
anything.
saving throw. It is my motive potential.
Mm,
I
It does
didn't.
different things depending on how you spend it.
That's sick.
I did not hear what anybody's saving throws were.
I got an 8.
21.
Okay. So Blue, you are kind of able to deftly climb up on top of the boxes to avoid the roots that start to twist out of the ground. You kind of like shoot like a what the fuck look to
Yeah, I
Freyja,
do.
who's standing on the stairwell. Rat,
I'm trying to tangle up those rats.
Rat, you are now restrained. But as are the swarm of rats, they just get like all tangled up in the vines. Both of them fail the saving throw. Both of the
Are
swarms
they?
do rather. So all
Are
of
they?
you are just
How
like
close
in a
are they to me?
mess. You're covered in them. Like they are actively on top of you,
I'm
and some of
covered in rats.
yeah, and some of them are like basically like tied to you with the way the thorns and
This is
vines have
awesome.
sprouted out of the ground. And so creatures against you have advantage. Attacks against you have advantage, but so do the attacks against the rats. And you automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Because it's restrained, right?
Restrained, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't move, right?
Yeah, you are moveless, but
This is fine.
you can make attacks, but they will have disadvantage.
Okay. That sounds
You can
good.
also use uh action as a saving throw on your turn. But sorry about the whole covered in rats thing.
Technically,
Oh,
restrained
Freya's
means you
about to get
automatically.
so yelled at
Technically,
by
restrained
Kiki.
means you
I just know
fail
it.
those throws, but I guess that would be kind of weird, so I'll give it to you. That you can keep making them.
Oh, no, a creature restrained on the plans can use its action to make a strength saving throw. My thing says you automatically fail dexterity saving throws, not strength saving throws for
Well,
restraint.
restrained. The rules that I have says both, but that's fine. Okay. Rat or Freya. Anything else with your turn?
Shooting an apologetic look at my dick of the week who is covered in rats.
Nice. Rat. What is your what's your turn?
There's rats all over me.
Yes.
I'm going to take out my bag of holding and start to gather up the rats.
Uh,
I want to get as many rats in the bag of holding as I can.
The bag with the
If there's
explosive.
truly a swarm of them, it should not be that hard. I should be able to get
you're
a
still
decent amount of the
restrained
rats.
though, so like kind of like just shimmying them and trying to like shake them off
No,
into you.
it's my arms are restrained too. Why can't it just be my feet, Chris?
You're right. It's just your feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have you roll a d20 to determine how many rats you collect. Um, and depending on the number that you collect, I will reduce the hit point maximum accordingly.
That's awesome. Roll 1 to 20. That's how many hit points they lose.
Pretty much.
I get 9 rats.
Did he put all the rats in the bag?
You notice that the swarm has become considerably less, and that you might only be dealing with one swarm now. And that like gunshots and the bag might have accumulated most of one
I
of the
didn't do anything.
swarm. And knife attacks, yes. Wow, that's funny.
I'll just shout, lead the rats into the bag.
And with that,
Freya, Pied Piper them into the bag, Freya.
it is Kiki's turn, and I did make a mistake that there should not have been that much damage on the first attack. So
That's okay.
we'll let it slide for now. But Kiki will make her 2 attacks. She misses with 1. Rat, you actually kind of flinch as one of the bullets just whizzes past your ear, and you frantically look over, and Kiki's just like, uh,
Good shot, Kiki.
and she will hit with the other one. And there are just so many rats that you can get the sense that it only does half the amount of damage. And with that, Blue, it is your turn.
I stab rats.
Okay, roll to hit.
The ground is difficult terrain, so I don't know if you need to move or not.
She's not moving. She's also covered by rats.
First one's a 10. So I'm gonna go bonus action.
That does not hit.
Bonus action's a natural 20, my friend.
Ah, well done.
Am I flanking these rats with rat?
Technically, yes.
Yes, that means I have advantage, which means I get sneak attack.
There you go. So yes, you can double the dice on. I forget. Does Nat20 double the dice of sneak attack?
You made the new. Do you?
Well, hold on.
Oh, you did that.
You're the Christ.
You're Dice Christ.
Oh, he's Christ.
Christ.
Dicey Christ.
It's a dicey Christ.
Sounds
I
like a
don't
delicious.
going
like
on?
it.
Sounds like a delicious
It's
cheese.
a
Yes,
dice
you
Christ.
you double all of the dice. You double all of the dice.
Okay. So 2 plus
Oh,
2.
is he scared of the tall
So
white
4
man?
plus 4 is 8 damage. 5 damage. That's 13. Plus another 8 damage.
Okay.
21 damage. 21 rat
What
damage.
specifically is the sneak attack?
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh, it would have been 8 plus 5, so 13.
okay. You notice that your like knife strikes don't do as much, but you feel like they've done more simply because you're attacking with advantage,
I'm doing a
and
really good
you're
job.
able to clear out a lot of the rats. And in some cases, you even like skewer 3 of them, flick them off, and just do a quick swipe to stab out a few more. And with
I
that,
look really cool.
it is their turn, and they're just gonna bite at rat because they're all over rat.
Oh.
Ow, 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 ow.
Are you hit by a 17?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 3, 5, 6, 11 piercing damage.
Oh shit.
And with that, it is Freyja's turn.
Let's hit him with a little.
Razzle dazzle.
Yeah, we'll razzle dazzle him with a little sacred.
Yeah, let's hit him
flame.
with another area of effect spell, you son of a
I'm
bitch.
using sacred flame, you petulant child.
Wow.
They have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw, which is the DC 13.
13.
And they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws because
They
they're
do.
trapped like rats.
They do indeed. And they rolled a nat 1.
Well, then the swarm takes 5 radiant damage.
Okay. You watch as you kind of like pull down radiant light from above. It just shatters through the ceiling and kind of just surrounds Rat and the rats that are surrounding Rat and clears out a lot of them. You see just a couple of them kind of like hanging on and intertwined with some of the vines that you've pulled up from the ground and are just gnawing away at Rat's side.
I would also like to have retroactively directed the sacred flame such that I was hoping it would scare more rats into the bag of holding.
Most of them are still on Rat's body, so Rat, if you're going to do the same thing again, you can go ahead and roll a d20 to see if you're able to accumulate
I'm gonna
rats.
go. I'm gonna go. Here, rats. Here, rats. Just gonna keep
Roll a d20.
collecting those rats. Oh shit! I got 18 rats.
So as you kind of like you swing the bag down, and then you like as you see you catch like 3 or 4 of them, and then you go and knock the last one on your shoulder into it. And as it's hurtling down, you hear it say in your mind, "We see you," as the rat just drops into the bag.
Did you guys hear that rat talk?
Did we hear that rat talk?
Blue did, but because they were in the range of it, but Freyja and Kiki did not. You heard it in your mind.
What did it say?
It said, "We see you."
Oh,
Welcome, babies, to the spooky haunted ship full of 27 rats in a bag of holding.
I am gonna turn to Rat, looking very frustrated. If I tell you to stay back, you gotta stay back because that means I'm probably doing something that requires people to stay back and you scared the rats.
but they're in the bag. Things seemed like they worked out, and I'm just gonna continue exploring.
Rat kind of like yanks and pulls away at his feet and breaks through the thorns, and he just starts to push past you, Blue, and you see he's got like tons of little bite marks on his sort
I
of, like,
also have a lot
Yeah.
of rat bites.
yeah. And Kiki kind of runs up. Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Scary rats.
I was wrong about the snakes and the ghosts. It was rats the whole time. That's my bad. I think it
Rats
might
for
have
the
just
rat?
been
Are
like
you kidding me? This is like too fucking topical.
it's very, very ironic, yeah.
Are we also going to ignore the fact that their skulls were split open and their brains were visible and pulsating with an eerie pink light?
Yeah, are we going to talk about that? She's right.
That's
That's
classic scary salvage shit.
That
yeah.
is
I'm
pretty
not a
classic.
biologist, but I don't think that's normal. Also, they shouldn't be talking to you.
You
Oh, I guess that's true.
entangled you you entangled us.
Yeah, but I also tangled up all the rats, and Rat was able to catch them.
Yeah, that was a
I'm
good one, Freya.
I'm sorry. Does anybody need a little bit of healing?
Yes. I got
Okay.
bit a lot.
That actually might be nice, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just
I don't need that much healing though.
okay. Freya's gonna just crack her neck, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word, which I need to look up what that does. Okay. Wow, this sucks.
I don't
What's
need
the
that
word?
much.
Yeah, what is
The
word?
word is uh sorry about all the rats. Compressed into
Very.
word. Blue, you heal 9.
That is very helpful.
Rat, you heal 6.
That is just fine.
I am, after all, just a little guy.
It's true. All right. Clearly, there's a lot of stuff down here. So I say that we try to get as much as we can and then get the hell out of Dodge. Nothing's worth here is worth dying over. Moira doesn't need to know what we found. We could have found nothing. We still got 50 gold out of it.
I'm
What are you
gonna start.
what are you suggesting here?
I'm suggesting that we get the fuck out of here. We maybe we check like 1 or 2 more rooms and then we keep going. I'm not trying to die to rats.
You're not gonna die to rats. They're rats. They're pretty easy to take care of, unless you're, like scared or whatever.
I don't know, they bit me a lot and it really hurt.
I am not scared.
I'm scared.
Freya will just go. I think considering the circumstances, it's okay to be a little bit scared, but it is very impressive if you're not.
Thanks, babe. I'm pissing Kiki off so much.
I say we keep looking. I say we get every last thing off of this ship so that I can maximize my share.
Oh man.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I'm
I
still
agree.
scared.
Lead the
All
way.
right, so we're gonna split up.
No!
Fine. Blue and me,
No!
you and your babe.
No, what if we stayed together instead?
I'm gonna agree with Kids Meal on this one, actually.
My
Do
name is
not
Blue.
call her that. Her name is Blue.
My name is Blue.
Her name is Blue.
It's a term
It's
of
not hard to
endearment.
remember.
I know what your name is. I said it earlier. It's a term of endearment.
It
Sometimes
doesn't sound
It
like a
doesn't
fucking
feel
term
like
of
it. It feels
endearment. That's a really big
really
word for you too,
infantilizing.
little miss thing. If you really meant it as a
Okay.
term of endearment, maybe you would choose nicer words.
Rat, let's split up.
No!
Yeah,
I'm also gonna
let's.
walk over to Rat and I'm just gonna whisper in his ear. When we get back on that ship, I want you to rail me as loud as possible and make her very uncomfortable.
This is the horny campaign.
This is the exact face that I'm making, like as you're whispering that. I go,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, no, we'll explore the rest
Oh
of the cargo
man.
hold. You guys can, I don't know, explore one of those other stairs.
We'll
We
go
could also
topside. We
explore
left
the
quite a
cargo
few.
hold, but just on the other.
We'll go
Go ahead.
topside. We left quite a
Wait,
few rooms
oh,
unattached up
hold
there.
on. And I take out some of the sending stones that we got.
Or I
And I
could just
will.
enact emergency protocol.
Yeah, let's enact emergency protocol. That's probably a good idea.
Emergency protocol.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Would that make you feel a little bit better, Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can enact an emergency protocol.
Okay. And I will use a point to Yeah, enact emergency protocols.
Okay. Blue and Rat can now communicate telepathically, and yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna
Um,
tap Rat on the shoulder and be like, can we have just a word in the corner for just like 1 second?
Come on, Blue. We're
Before we
going
split
up.
up,
We're going upstairs.
Hmm.
And Kiki will like wrap her arm very tightly around Blue's waist and pull her up
Oh.
towards the top deck.
Rat, you said that thing about Kiki probably wanting to fuck us, and I'm just a little bit nervous that if we leave her alone with Blue, then she's gonna fuck Blue, and neither of us will be around to like help her if the fucking happens.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get our content strike.
that was a lot.
I mean, you're the one who said it.
Yeah, no, and I stand by that. The thing is, she's got a soft spot for Blue, and Blue will tell me if she's up to anything. I'm truly not worried about it at all with those two together.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's start looking around this cargo hold for cool shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Rat and Freyja, go ahead. Or rather, Rat, make investigation check, and Freyja, you are helping him. So, how are you helping Rat
Every like
investigate?
minute, Rat just gets a message, just like, "Are you okay? Did you guys get attacked? Let me know if anything scary happens."
I respond like once every 3 times you contact me with like, yeah, everything's good. Like
In
I
what
was
way is
having
Rat?
such a bad time.
In
Uh,
what way is Rat investigating?
no. How are you helping?
Well, I want to know how he's investigating so I can know how to help him.
if there's like crates and stuff, I'm just opening up crates and looking at the whatever's in them.
I guess I'll, be on the opposite side of whatever room we're in and also looking at crates, watching for labels before I open them.
I'm
Okay.
not doing that.
Go ahead and Rat, you can make an investigation check with advantage.
Oh. 11.
Okay. Um, you do find behind one of the crates that you move a shredded military coat, like an imperial military coat, clearly worn by a goon, um, and
Una.
it is shredded up, and there are 3 human molars, not from the same person, tucked inside of it.
How do you
Oh,
know?
They're very
How do you
clearly they're
know?
very clearly 3 different molars. They're all different sized and not they don't look
the molars in my mouth are all different sizes.
but they all like they're very clearly different teeth. What do you want me to say? It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
You also find spell steel tools, which are stronger than regular tools, and they are valued at 25 gold. And that is pretty much all you find.
In the whole place?
I mean, you find a lot of of value.
What's in the
You
crates?
you open
There's
the
probably just a lot of stuff that's imperial that
yeah,
you can't take.
you find a lot
Fair
of
enough.
imperial stuff. You find some like dried rations. You do kind of go up and look at the phase echo material do not open crate that Blue pointed out, and you're like, should I open this?
Wait, echo material?
Phase echo material.
What is that?
You have no idea.
Oh, I'm
We
opening it.
definitely said not to open it.
It literally says do not open on it.
I'm gonna open it.
Make a strength check. It is heavily sealed in comparison to the other crates, and there are 8 of them.
And that's the one that was swinging around on its own.
No, the swinging around crate is just still. Make an insight check. It is now stationary.
Insight
Yes.
5.
Yeah, you don't know anything. You're just like
Can I,
weird that it was moving.
what if I got a 5?
Also, the 2 of you just completely forget about the dangling crate. I mean, you looked at it like it was just supplies. What was your strength check?
As I'm opening it, I got a 15, but I'm gonna like try to start opening it, and I'm gonna be like, Frey, what do you think phase echo, whatever this is? What do you think it is? Like,
It cracks open as you are asking that question, and you are like this goo, this purple goo sloughs out of it from 4 stacked spheres that are suspended in the crate. And you can see they have cracks inside of them. They are about that big. One of them has a crack in it where all of the goo has spilled out from. And it's just like warping around your fingers, or your feet rather. And Freya, what are your surface thoughts at this exact moment?
My surface thoughts are: do I know anything about phase echo material? Also, Kiki's such a bitch. Also, what the hell was with him calling me babe? How serious about this is he?
Rat.
Is she thinking anything about me? Are you thinking anything about Blue?
Freya really
I'm
thinks about blue.
I was gonna say definitely not at this
no,
exact.
no. I'm a little bit worried about you being alone with Kiki. I'm not totally reassured by
Turtley?
Rat.
Turtles. It's turtles all the way down. Rat, you hear all of those
Green?
things in the moment that the goo wraps around your ankles, and I'll have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20.
You feel this like stinging in your nostrils as the fumes escape out of the box. Like doesn't smell bad. It smells painful, like legitimately painful. Where the smell hurts and the air around you burns your eyes like ammonia. And as you're kind of just gripping with the fact of how in pain you are at this exact moment, but you're steadying yourself, you just hear Kiki's such a bitch. I hope Blue's okay. Okay. Um, and what were some of the other things you said? Where does he think this is going? He called me babe. And you turn around, like
That's a
look over
really
your.
good echo effect, by the way.
Thank you. And you look over your shoulder, and like Freya's just kind of standing there, like looking at you, and then like eyes widen as it like just cracking out all over you.
Oh, phase echo material. Okay, I get it.
Do
You said there's
you?
like orbs in here?
Yes. So there's one cracked one that has a giant crack in it, and the goo has
That's
spilled
where the
out.
ooze is coming from?
Yep. And then there's 3 sealed with the liquid just kind of floats inert
I
under
would
it.
like to take some of the sealed ones, all three of them.
Okay, go ahead. You take them very handedly.
Don't put him in the bag of holding. That's full of rats.
They're in there. They're sealed. It's
Ah!
fine. We're all gonna know what the rats are thinking.
I think that might have been a mistake.
Actually, as you open the bag, and you're standing in the goo, you hear, "We must find them. They have new ones. We must find them. We must find them. They have new ones." And as you close the bag, the thoughts cease.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Oh. Hold on. I take out a rat.
You have
and
to reach in there. You're gonna get your hand bitten off.
and I throw the rat
Yeah,
down into the material.
roll a d20. Higher than a 10, you do get bit. Lower than a 10, you don't get bit.
Fair enough.
Rat,
I
this
think
is
it's
Blue. Are you guys okay? Let
17.
me know if there's anything scary.
You
you
take
get fucking bitten.
3 piercing damage from a bite
Damn.
as the rat
Okay.
gnaws on your finger as you pick it up.
Fair enough. I'm trying to read this rat's thoughts.
So as you're holding it, you hear all of the thoughts in your head as the goo is still like sitting around your ankles. So
Mhm.
you get the sense pretty clearly that as long as you are touching the goo, you can feel the inert thoughts of others around you.
Yeah.
And as you are like just holding this rat, please hold.
What the fuck? One of the weirdest D&D sessions I've ever played. Positive connotation.
Really? Wow.
This is wacky.
You didn't
You
experience
just,
the
yeah,
You
you've
Fort
been to Train
campaign.
World.
You hear in your mind, "I want it. I need it. They came from up there. We want the noise. We want the light. They are full of it. You are full of it. You burn with thoughts. I want the thoughts. We want the thoughts. And then you hear, as you leave the bag open, a chanting, we want the thoughts. We want the thoughts. We want the thoughts.
I'm gonna say, Rat, can you understand me?
The rat pauses. Yes,
I can speak to you in your mind.
yes, we hear you. We want you. You want us.
Who do you serve, Rat?
The Rat King, the Rat King, the Rat King.
Is he here somewhere on the ship?
The Rat King is us. You speak to the Rat King.
Oh, okay. This is a very randy conversation. I'm just realizing. That's cool. So how did your brains get like that?
How's Captain Baltzworth? Rat McScriff. Rat McScriff. Matt Rat McScriff. We know Rat. You're not the only rat. Rats all aboard this ship. You are us. We are the Rat King. You will join the Rat King. Bow before the Rat King.
Are there more of you? Are you like a one-off thing, or
We
are there
are
like
the Rat
are you?
King. We are. There are more of us. More of us are coming. More of us are coming for your friends.
Okay. Thank you. I will consult with you later if I need to.
We want the thoughts. You want to give them to us. Peter wants the thoughts. Peter? Peter, come in from the orchard. Peter!
Freyja, do you know anyone named Peter?
Do I know anybody named Peter?
I mean, you know Peter's. But, like,
I mean,
you've met men
yeah.
named Peter.
Pete Davidson?
No, I don't think so. Do you want to ask this rat anything?
No.
It's talking about there's a rat king kind of situation. I can read its thoughts.
Hey, I know you're probably gonna do your own thing, and that's cool, but you probably shouldn't talk to that for too long.
Why do you say that?
Um, because it's probably like, I don't know, kind of evil.
You are
Evil.
full of memory. It stinks. I want it. Please give me the memory. I'll keep it safe,
Well,
safe inside with me, safe with us, safe with the Rat King. Bow down before the Rat King.
what memories are you talking about?
Yours. I want them all. I want them all. Tell me more about you. I know you, but I don't remember you.
Do I know you?
But
Rat King?
I know you, Rat McScriff.
Rat, babe. Um, put put the
Oh,
rat put the rat down, I think now. In the bag.
hold on. I think this rat knows me.
Hey, I want you to listen to what you just said and then really consider putting the rat in the bag.
Hey, Rat, this is Blue. Are you okay? Is there anything? You haven't answered in a while, and I'm getting kind of scared.
Tell her you're fine.
Yeah. Hello, Blue. I am talking to a rat in its brain. I'm talking to its thoughts. It wants thoughts and memories, and also there's more rats on board. Watch out.
Watch out.
What?
Okay, and I'll throw him back in the bag of holding.
All you hear is
I would like to point out one thing about bags of holding. They are in a vacuum. They do not have air in.
yes, but it has not been longer than 10 minutes.
I believe it depends on the creature's constitution.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
Trying to
Yeah.
mansplain D&D, Chris.
Hey.
Have
Hey,
you
you're being
actually
a real
ever
Rogan
have
right
you ever
now.
actually played D&D, Steph? I know
Yeah,
you're like I know you're a
I'm
woman,
high key wondering.
I'm
but
so mad that I rejected him so quickly because somebody I shared that to the council, and they were like, "You gotta troll the shit out of
If
him."
you're
I
watching this,
should.
Logan, don't
Logan,
do that again.
What the hell?
someone was like, "You should ask him. Has any woman ever felt safe around you?" And I was like, "Fuck."
That's really good. Okay, speaking of the women,
Feeling
That's
safe.
me.
Blue and
I'm
Kiki,
not.
you are on the main deck. As a reminder, you've got the door next to the captain's door that you've already discovered, and then a door at the far end with of the stern of the ship. Where would you like to go?
Um, is there any place that seems like it would be like a lab or something?
Not externally, no, that you can tell. There's a nondescript door and a nondescript door. You know
Let's
that
go
there's
through
more.
nondescript.
You know there's more room for rooms at the back of the ship.
Let's go to the back of the ship. I look at Kiki for reassurance.
Kiki just nods. You got this. You got this,
Okay,
girl.
okay,
Don't worry.
okay, okay.
Okay.
I
Uh,
start going.
you walk the far side of the deck, and just you feel a safety in the fact that you can feel like the tether around you, and you kind of like look down at the button and know that you could press it at any time to get yoink back up. And you are definitely on heightened alert, so you are keeping an eye out for any potential threats. The door at the far end opens easily and opens up to a small hallway on which there are three doors on the right, two doors on the left.
Okay.
So of the three, sorry, three doors on the right, the first one on your right, the exact first right, is open. Like it's an open archway rather than a door. Same thing with the second door on the left. So you can kind of see into those rooms before you enter them.
Okay. I'm gonna put a finger to my lips and then motion for Kiki to just check out one room, and then I'll check out the other room just to see, quick
Okay.
glance to see if there's anything in them.
She clicks back and she kind of backs up against you and then turns her rifle
Yep, and
aimed
we
down.
do that simultaneously on either side. We're
Nice.
so cool.
Um,
Look at all this professionalism in Team Girlies.
very good. You hear a faint clear. And you also do not see anything in your room like of immediate threat.
Okay, yeah, we're clear on this one.
Okay.
Anything valuable looking so we can grab it and go?
This is clearly the galley. She gestures to the room that she is looking in, which is a very narrow, almost like another hallway almost. It's very tight, very warm in there, despite the rest of the ship being quite cold. It's just because it's such a small space, the heat really doesn't have anywhere to go. There are blackened cauldrons that hang along the sideline, but they are at this point lined with rust and spider cracks. Um, Make an perception check. Actually, investigation check.
I would like it to be perception. Okay, that's a 9.
Okay. Everything smells like burnt, but you're also able to tell that there's a prep station kind of dominates the center, stained butcher block, just years of oil and blood stained into the butcher block, and you don't find anything out of the ordinary. You do, however, find a chef's kit, which, to the right buyer might be worth about 40 gold. Um, and also, you also spot a decanter on the table, which maybe 10 gold.
I will grab both those and put them into my. I probably have a backpack
Yep.
because this ain't my first rodeo. And okay, let's check out the other room.
Okay.
I guess.
The other room is pretty clear to see. This is like so the galley clearly is across the hall from this. It is like very clearly the mess hall. Sour air, not fresh decay. Like any food in here is rotted. Like it is so like it is like deep and earthy stink of food gone bad long ago. What hits you the hardest though is not necessarily the rot because honestly it's gone so far that almost like not even that significant. It's just like so aged that it doesn't even smell anymore. It's more so the arrangement, where most of the tables have been pushed aside and torn over. There is one table near the wall which has been set, not neatly or properly, but set nonetheless. There are like a handful of plates piled high with kind of just unidentifiable muck. A fork placed backwards, a cup with something dark. All of it is caked in years of grime. The rest of the galley, untouched chaos. Splintered tables, sagging shelves, storage bins rotted through, a couple of like tipped over cauldrons. It is just this one table that has been neatly set. Well, not so neatly set, but like attempted to do.
I don't like it. um, I'll
This
just
is I'm so sorry, but this is exactly like
the
the
porcelain train,
yeah.
the mighty mighty boss train. Oh God, hated the mighty mighty boss train. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Make an insight check, Blue.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that's a
Oh
17. That means
no.
I'm gonna know things. That's a total of dirty 20. It's a slutty 20.
As you look at Dirty Slutty 20, as you look at the table
Ugh.
and kind of inspect it a little bit more closely, have you not heard that meme where it's like instead of a dirty chai, can I get a filthy, dirty, slutty chai? You not heard that? I don't know. You are like looking at this, you're observing and you're staring at the arrangement longer and longer. And Kiki goes, "Is that?" And you're just gonna go, "Yes." It's not being set to eat. It's like an imitation. Like someone is setting it. They're mimicking a thing that they've seen done. Like
It's
a
like a toddler playing
It
house.
is exactly like a toddler playing house. Like they are not eating there. There's like anything that's like being placed on um, the tables or the plates are is not real food. And I will say that you are sufficiently given the insight that you have, like as you're kind of looking at it, you stare at it just long enough and you feel this faint retch and you realize that some of the things in the stacked plates are absolutely human livers, body parts of just things that are left behind.
Rat, I think we should leave.
I'm going to say that that comes through while Rat is talking to Rat, and you do not
Yeah, I
receive,
if
and you
I'm
do
talking
not
to the rat,
receive a
I'm actually
response.
ignoring it for a little while, and then I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
you
back to her with like, there might be more rats on. Yeah.
you do not receive a reply.
Rat, it's really bad here. We should go.
Kiki just kind of like cocks the rifle once more, just, "Come on, dear, just a few more rooms, and then we'll get out of here, right? You got your tether."
Okay. Okay. Um, and yeah, we'll check out. I think I'm just gonna scan if there's any signs like next to doors to see if there's one that's like storage or something.
No
Like anything that'll be
storage.
more likely to have something.
But you do see the two doors across from the mess hall. Like given your insight, you would probably know that one of these door rooms is like dry storage of pantry goods and things of that nature. You're not going to find anything there.
Don't want that.
But the two rooms across from you, one is labeled spell helm, so that is where you would know the Spelljammer to go and be, and there are typically a lot of really good arcane goodies in there. And the Spelljammer lives next to the Spell Helm, so their room would be right next to the Spell Helm.
The spell.
The spell, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the spell, the one with the stuff in it.
The helm. Okay,
I'm gonna pause at the door and just put my ear to it and listen for a second, though.
make an investigation check.
That's a 7. I don't hear anything.
You do not hear anything.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly open the door or try to open the door.
No, okay. As the chamber
Rude.
opens, it just kind of breathes out like there's like passing of air, where clearly the store has not been opened in some time. It is quieter here. Too quiet. The usual ambient hum of a spell helm, even a dormant one, is long gone. This has clearly been dead for quite some time. Um, and seated in the helm itself is the reason why. A body still sits in the throne, or what's left of it at least. Blackened bone juts through the tattered remains of an imperial flight robe, where like the rib cage has been busted and cracked open and is clearly charred in some places. And the arms are kind of slack at the side. The head droops forward, but where the skull would be, you actually see this hollowed out cavity, and it's very clearly to you that it was chewed from within. The rib cage
From
is
within?
from within. The rib cage is split wide open, like something burrowed upward through the body and out the top. And there is a fine scattering of white fur clinging to the headrest. The helm itself, an obsidian and copper mantle, crackles faintly with the familiar dormant energy of a spelljammer helm. But at the moment, that is all you see upon first glance.
Okay. Anything valuable that has like that logo on it so I can grab it and get the fuck out?
I'm gonna have you make an investigation check, just given your temperament at the moment.
12?
Yes, you are able to find. So the Spelljammer, like the interface itself, is definitely salvageable. It is worn by the corpse at the moment. You're not thrilled about picking it off, but you are able to do so. It's worth about 50 gold. You do also find a handful of gemstones, which are pretty common in Spelljammer flight. About 70 gold's worth. Um, and then I will have you make an intelligence saving throw as you touch the helmet.
Nat 20.
Ah, well done. You see that as you grab the helmet, you're like, "Tsk," you feel this like weird energy, but you could feel this resilience as you fight back. And as this energy crackles through you, your hands just start to twitch and like they get really fast, and you start like jamming out, and you're like, and you kind of shake your
I'm
head,
jamming.
and
You become a jazz cat.
you feel just this enormous like anxiety dissipate, and you are like rip roaring to go. You cannot slow down. You are
Let's
on
go.
speed at the moment. And
Woo!
as you take the helmet in your hand, you kind of you take a minute. How'd you get here? How what wait, where were you? You got on the ship? You think? Yeah, on the ship, on the ship. We're on the ship now. We are on the ship now. We are looking for stuff. This is where we are going to find stuff. And as you're just kind of like talking to yourself and hyping yourself up, you hear this voice in your mind. You are so small now. So small. You are so small, but you are empty. No, you're not empty. You filled with so many minds, so many thoughts, so many others. No, no. You will want to reach for a world that is not yours. You can come to us, join us. Have all of yous come and join us. You will become. And we will leave it there as we pause this particular session. And I am just going to go to 1 second, write a quick
Uh-oh.
note. And
I figured.
if there is anything else that anyone would like to make sure they get in before we pause tonight's session, please feel free to share now. But if that is not the case, we will see you again here on Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central as we return to our normal timeline. Every Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We look forward to seeing you then and there. And for all the weeks to come, if you're joining us for the first time, you can catch our first campaign. what the hell did I call that? Into the Wild on youtube.com/at Nat20Hot, as well as the first couple of episodes of this campaign. We thank you for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful time and look forward to seeing you again now and in the future. As always, we hope you all have a wonderful night, a wonderful week, and wonderful days to come. Good night to you all.
See you later, Space Cowboy.
See you later, Space Cowboy.